Thank you, Dr. Mooney, members of the board. So we have two instructional highlights tonight as well, but the first one is from Parkview Elementary, and it's our interactive notebooks with Google Slides. So I'm going to introduce our principal here. Oh, is this it? Did you change it? Let's try it.
Good evening, everyone. We're going to continue with the Parkview highlight for tonight. We have Ms. Monica Burke, who's one of our third grade teachers. And we also have our third grade student, Lucien, who is excited to be here. And he's going to share some things with Ms. Burke this evening. They work with Ms. Schrader, our instructional coach, who is right here. And she's there for emotional support. But they've been working on some interactive notebooks, but doing it digitally in Google Slides. So as a teacher, I did interactive notebooks with the great spiral notebooks and glue sticks and scissors and crayons, and we had to have everything so that the kids didn't lose things. And this is a great way for teacher input and student input and output as well. And so this is a different take, and after sitting in and actually judging some of the high school capstone projects, I'm like, this is a great springboard for our third grade students, because this is really starting to help them to build their own sites and really grow in their creativity level and their levels of engagement, which Lucian's very excited to share. So we're excited to be able to bring him here tonight. So without further ado, Ms. Burke, if you can kind of share with everyone what you've been doing in your classroom.
Okay, so it started about 2 years ago with this great interactive notebook. And so what used to happen was that the kids would bring in these marble covered interactive or composition books, and we would fill them with examples of the concepts and things that we were learning. And then it kind of transitioned to using a binder, which made it a little easier to organize because we could have a reading tab and a math tab and a vocabulary tab. But we're still dealing with a lot of paper and a lot of opportunity to perhaps not be as organized. And so one of the things that I kind of got to thinking about was, how can we do this digitally and eliminate some of the need for these copies and this cutting and this pasting and stuff like that. And so Monica Schrader and I got together and started talking about, interactive notebooks are great because, they encourage organization and synthesis of thought and creativity and a record, an ongoing record of what we've been working on and what we've been learning. But they are challenging for a lot of reasons too. They're not very organized. They are costly in terms of copies and paper. The technology use is limited for kiddos, and so we got to thinking about how could we get the kids more engaged with technology and keep a running record of what we've been working on and what we've been learning. And so what came about was our digital interactive notebook. So Lucien, can you come up and go over your webpage with us and talk to us about kind of what we do?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so this is all about Lucien. There's Lucien. This is his all about Lucien page. Tell us all about you, Lucien. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I am Lucien Ledner. My age is 8. I love cars and I love singing. I like being a police. I was interested in all my life.
Most of all,
I love my family and I am in a band. It is called Hatrick Heroes. My driver building company, car building company, you know that stuff where you usually build cars,
yeah.
is called Diamond Riders. It is for when I become 18. I am 10 years from now, so that is a long time.
So every child in the class, let me back up a step and say that every third grade teacher at Parkview has a superhero as sort of like a mascot and a theme for our classroom, and ours is Batman. And so we we all created our own learning caves, you know, with Batman style. And so we started with an All About Me page. The kids took pictures of themselves with their cameras. We learned how to insert the pictures.
Lucien.
And so then there's an All About Me. But then what we have that's even more important is
Math.
our math cave. And in our math cave, we have anchor charts of all the different things we've learned about and things that we've been using. And when we have a song that we particularly like the multiplication mashup, we can load it into our website. And so then parents can, at any point when the kids now are bringing their laptops home, go to their digital interactive notebook and figure out kind of how are we talking about it at school? How are we explaining it at school? How are the kids using it at school? What song is he talking about? So we have a math cave, we have a reading cave. Let's see, what's on our reading cave that we really, why won't that click? Oh, I need to click it better. So one of the things is we use a reading strategy called Hit the Quan. And parents might be like, what is he talking about when he's talking about Quan? And then all the kiddos have to do is say, Mom, wait, it's on my website. It's in my digital interactive notebook. And so we have this going on. We have some learning links where we have all kinds of safe websites for the kiddos to go to.
Yep.
We have a science cave. Oh, and now this
my favorite.
This is the favorite. Go for it, Luce.
So if you see right here, that is all a skeleton. You can look at it, you can figure out all the parts of the bones and the skeletal system. And if you would scroll down, you would see the text called solar system, my obvious favorite. So here's how far the length is. You can see on the bottom. And there's a comparison of the moon. So if you were to see all the sides of the moon, you could look at it.
I gotta brag on this guy too because we started taking our computers home last week, right? Okay. So this fella, who's obviously interested in the solar system, took it upon himself to make a
Video.
Yeah. Now we're not going to show it because it's 15 minutes long. But Lucien recorded himself explaining all of the things he knows about the solar system and all the planets and the moons for those planets. And so, and he's embedded it. We figured out how to get it embedded into his webpage. So now he has this great record of what
Mrs.
he's.
Burke, before
Yes.
you go any further,
Yeah.
Lucien, who built that website? Was it Mrs. Burke?
It was my own.
Who built it?
I built it myself.
Each student in the classroom learned how to build their own website. Mrs. Burke did not build any of the websites.
No.
So
Not a
they've
thing.
learned all about embedding, uploading, all of it.
Let's show him the calendar and we can sit down. Okay, so our last thing that is our newest thing is
My calendar.
our calendar. Tell them what you're doing tonight. Why are you busy on 7 p.m.?
Because I'm doing the Board of Ed, which is right now.
Right now! So it's on the calendar that we are busy at that time. Now, because we didn't have the proper dongle to attach all this stuff, you can't see what we've done, but Monica and I figured out how to embed this calendar in their web pages, and every day on our actual calendar it says whose snack day it is, and then on like Monday we started a new geometry unit, and so there's a link to the Quizlet website that has the vocabulary in it that we're learning for the geometry unit, and then on Friday we have a vocabulary quiz, and so they have another link to that for the Quizlet vocabulary cards for that one so they can study it at home, and so the calendar is going to prove to be one of our most helpful pieces. Anything you want to add, Lucien?
So, in my science cave, I thought it would be very nice to shape and size it so most of the people can see what is on here, and then you can obviously see the video if you want to.
What's in your social studies cave?
In my social studies, let me see. It's economy.
Mhm.
You can click and then you get to a website.
Where you can remember all the things we learned about economics.
And then there's the three branches of government, and you have judicial, legislative, and executive.
Do you think having this website will be helpful for you in your learning as you continue to grow as a student?
Yes, I would go on multiple days. I would add stuff, and that you would. So this is for students. This is for students like grade 3. I will continue to add stuff.
Yeah. What about when you go to 4th grade? Can you keep using it?
Yes,
Yeah.
I can.
Yeah, I mean, you might not keep the back page part, but you could keep adding the stuff you're learning at school, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, if you get in the good habit of using this as a resource, who knows what'll happen, right?
Thank you.
Okay.
Well, that is my website.
Good job, buddy.
Lucien, I just want to tell you that our seniors just did their senior projects back before the holiday.
Yeah.
Your presentation and what you have done has set a bar that some of our seniors haven't. You're raising that bar really high, and that's a good thing.
Thank you.
Say thank you.
Thanks so much for coming.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You know, earlier in tonight's meeting, we talked about preparing our students to have knowledge and skills, ability, and above all, confidence. We've seen one more example of folks that aren't afraid to stand up and tell folks what they know. Lucien, we are very proud of you and pleased with what you've done.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Board of Ed.
Very proud.